everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Yeah, laughing
Threw
at.
me off.
Because it didn't like fade out, it just kind of abruptly ended. I was like,
Oh,
"Oh, we're not going to
okay.
do like a
Right.
So the
gentle.
fuck.
We're not going to do a
Okay,
I let
this
gentle."
is
go of my breath. The belly was all out. Then it came back on. I was like, "Oop,"
all
and
right.
stuck it back
Listen.
in.
All right. Listen. It is what it is.
Sure.
Hello.
We're just starting. This is too much madness. Welcome back. We're live, live. We're loud, live, and in color again this week. Hello, everyone. How's it been since our first live?
How for us? Well,
Yeah.
we don't have a studio
Yeah.
audience.
It ain't nobody.
Yeah. Okay. I've been well, thank you. Medicated and well, thank you.
Stop, mother. You don't put that fucking lamp down.
If you don't leave me alone so I can get my good lighting, I'm trying to find a man.
Oh,
You can't. You how you gonna see me if my light flashing out?
that's true. Because right now, all we see is teeth.
Exactly.
I hate to
All
be that
right.
person, but it was just teeth. Because I'm fluorescent yellow. If I turn off this light, I'm still gonna glow
I do
like the
have to.
moon, baby.
I'm gonna do a little housekeeping. The last live it did freeze up on my camera a little bit here and there, every like whatever so often. So if it does that again, just know that it's just internet and technical difficulties. We'll try to make it work out for the future. Maybe it's just the platform. Maybe it's my internet that's shitty. I don't fucking know.
You can always cash app us for us to get better equipment and better
Once I
lights
start a
if you,
Cash App, you can promote it.
if you really want to, or
Sorry,
we can
I'm
give
not
you
in.
an address
Are
to
we
send
sure we
some
want to use Cash
cash.
App? Because Cash App gave $750,000 to that lady that was yelling slurs at the young black child, calling
It
him
was
the
Cash
M
That
App that did
that
That
that.
was
wasn't
Cash App.
that was not Cash App. That was a different. That was like
I
a
thought it was a different
GoFundMe
one.
thing. That was a
It was
GoFundMe
Yeah.
Blink
thing.
Company, which is a proprietor of Cash App, but it's
They're probably all the same though. They probably all come from the same
I mean,
source. I'm
same
guessing.
umbrella, yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Um, sorry, I don't have any makeup on this week. It's been a
Don't be
long day.
sorry.
I know.
It's your
Don't be
face.
sorry. It's your
your
face.
time.
As the feminist in me, you get what you
I
look.
am. I am
I'm
giving a
lucky I
little bit.
showed up
I am
this
giving
week.
a little trade today.
Oh Lord. Don't be one of those girls. Don't be one of those
Take
girls.
what?
Like, I'm so sorry. I woke up. This is my
Tell me
morning
this isn't giving trade.
face. A little.
You definitely look like a new.
It's giving a little chubby trade. It is. It's giving
You look like a man. You look like a man. Yes, you do look like a man.
little chubby trade. Yeah.
At least I'm not giving sea witch again. I'm tired. I give that every time.
Which the more I think about our idea,
We're not getting
producers,
Grace Jones to be
the
fucking
more I think
Ursula.
about it, two of the producers, me and Star, were on board with that. I still think it's a wonderful idea. And I think we need to contact her and see if she's up for doing it. And then
Well,
we just need to go fund me
when
the 100
you
million.
find the production, the 100 million to do that bullshit.
We can do it. We can raise it.
Yvonne is a very good person at getting men to spend money on her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What should I
I'll
be
get
doing?
it by hook or by crook. I'll get it.
Now the problem is, Kay, you the one who don't got money coming your way. I can get men to buy me things. I can't get them to give me money. It's a very weird dichotomy.
Buy you
It's always
expensive
straight
stuff.
men.
In the words of Joan
They'll
I
buy
mean,
you
a
Rivers,
man
expensive
bought
stuff.
me a wig.
in the words of Joan Rivers, a small fuck you.
A 30-inch
Small.
bundle. I'm just saying. I
Oh,
can get a
30-inch
man to
bundles.
buy me things. I
What
can get
about
a man to
stuff that
pay
we
part
can
of my rent.
sell?
I got a man to pay my electricity bill.
Can you get a man to buy a ticket for me to come visit you? Tell me your auntie.
Maybe we don't.
I'm
Everybody's
your
in flux
family.
right now. Everybody's in flux right now. I mean, if I can find a way to spin it, but he also might be watching, so we'll see what happens.
Oh,
Well, actually, no, there's
hi.
multiple people,
I'm
but it's fine.
Star's auntie, TT Vaughn.
I'm sick of this.
I'd rather just call you my sister, but
I'm his sister. I'm his slightly older sister. I like that better anyway.
yeah,
Anyway.
Goodness.
this is a good lamp. All right, let's. I think I'm
Anything eventful happened before the week for y'all?
Say again, I'm sorry.
Anything eventful happened during the week for y'all?
I got diagnosed with vertigo.
My
Welcome
sister
to
has
the
that.
club.
I hate it
It,
so much.
do you have to get up slowly from seated
Yeah.
positions and getting up from bed and everything? Yeah.
Because if I stand up too fast, I go right back down.
Remember I told you last week you were
Oh,
like
reverse cowgirl
poppers,
must be
and
terrible
I was
for
like,
you.
why do I do poppers? If I stand up too fast, I'm like, woo!
Exactly. I can do this my damn self for free.
For free. Yeah, I had the worst vertical incident. It was about your age. I got up one morning from bed, normal as can be, popped up, in my 30s, like, hey. And then all of a sudden the world went, whoa. And then I woke up on the floor. The several times that I have fallen with vertigo, I've been lucky that the wall has caught me and not,
Mm,
furniture caught to the head. Best advice I can give you is get like a watch that has fall alert on it. So if you do
mm.
fall, people, it can alert
Somebody will know.
911. Well, yeah, I can call 911 and go, are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah,
We're,
my sister
we're
has
gonna call
vertigo.
911.
I don't know how it affects her normally, but she does tend a tendency to be like clumsy and not be able to stand up.
It'll throw you off. Vertigo. I almost got written up for being drunk. I wasn't drunk around preschoolers. Not that it doesn't
Mm.
happen. There were a couple of teachers that were drunk around preschoolers, but I'm not allowed legally to talk about it anymore. But I wasn't drunk. I had vertigo.
There's a condition that your body turns sugars into alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so some people can't eat bread unless they want to get drunk.
It is called auto brewer syndrome. You're literally your own distillery.
You're literally your own distillery.
So if you've never had a sip of alcohol, but you always come up drunk, go to a doctor and get that checked out because that's more than likely why.
I don't even think there's a cure to that. I think you just got to modify your diet.
Yeah, that's really it. There is no cure to it. It's just modifying the diet and getting your shit under control.
That's one of the suckiest diseases in history. That and lactose intolerance.
It is because like people will just genuinely believe that you're just an alcoholic when it's like you literally have no control over what this happens,
right?
How this happens to you.
And imagine if you're like driving and you do a breathalyzer and you blow a whatever, you're going to jail. And
right, and it's like you have to kind of like carry like a medical certificate saying like, yeah, I have an actual disease that I cannot control this. I can't eat certain shit. It turns, it's ridiculous.
I really do feel bad for them because it's also just like it's so much harder to fight different kind of alcoholic diseases or like byproducts of alcoholic diseases because like your body is already working against you.
Yeah.
I mean, most diseases your body is working against you. It's either your autoimmune system, your gut, like anytime you have a long-term disease, it's your body working against you.
That's fair, but there are like certain ones like that lady who can't control her orgasms or randomly orgasms.
Whoa.
Yeah, I remember her having a problem and
there's a dude like that too.
Yeah, and it's just like it's painful. Like I can't do anything. I'm not, and everybody thinks this would be like, oh, this is so fun. It's just like, no, you get to the point where you just can't move.
You know that
you can't have any kind of stimulation.
No.
That girl that rode around like a hoverboard with a thing going up inside of her, and I was like,
I'm sorry.
You ever seen that video? You ever seen that clip?
No, I must have missed that one on the internet.
It was so stupid. I don't even know if it was a sketch or she was like, I like to multitask, so she's just riding around on a hoverboard in a skirt while it's just going up and down. I'm like,
no, I've seen much on the internet this week, including this week. I learned that men are still not well. There's men that are cutting off their eyelash hair. Because it makes them more masculine.
So stupid.
It's like
a good redeeming quality. You get rid of it.
I'm sorry.
One time.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, sir.
I was just one time when I was younger, I did that, but not because I was trying to make my eyes more masculine. My eyelashes just kept getting in my eyes, so I cut them with scissors. And then all my friends were like, "Are you stupid?" But then when they grew back, everybody's like, "Are you wearing mascara?" And I was like,
"Oh, they grew back stronger." Okay, good.
Yeah, I was just like, apparently, I'm just that girl. So what are we talking about?
I'd have a fear that they wouldn't grow back. And then, for people that are in areas where there's a lot of pollution or dust, because eyelashes do protect your eyes.
Yes, they do have a purpose.
They have a purpose. They protect you from the sun. Yeah.
But anything to heal that fragile masculinity of theirs.
Right. And then they make you look like you have alopecia. I don't understand how that makes you look more masculine.
The eyes is going to look way bigger than normal, so that's what I was going to say.
Is that masculine, though? I thought big eyes were feminine. I'm
big
so
eyes
confused.
Are definitely more vegetarian. Or whatever the thing is. The animals that eat the plant. The condition.
Herbivores?
Yeah, it makes them look more herbivorous. Because most predators or carnivores have like more in and
Are you okay?
Well, like think of a bunny. Think of a bunny.
Do you smell toast?
No, I'm not having a stroke.
Are you
And
sure?
it's really scary because, like,
Wait, what
at my
does
job,
toast have
people
to
will
do
make
with strokes?
burnt toast. If you
So
smell
it's
it, you
just
might be
yeah.
having a stroke, unless there's actually burnt toast. And
Now,
it's
somebody
also
told me if
popcorn.
you smell burnt food or burnt popcorn, you actually having a heart attack.
Oh, well, I don't know about the heart attack
I
one, but
had a neighbor once, right? Woman in her 40s, just living her life, right? She
mhm.
always asked if somebody was barbecuing. Nobody was barbecuing. Left side of her heart blew out one day. Just blew out.
I think it might be multiple different conditions, but basically, like, hey, if you're smelling something burnt and or burning that isn't there,
Mhm.
you should probably go ahead and call 911 because the condition, whatever it may be, is about to,
It's
like, you're about to
not
become the most popular
good.
person in the ER.
Well, that's quite scary because there's times that me and my dad have gone, "You cook something, you burning something? What's this? What's this? Is that burning plastic?" So that's quite scary. Thank you. Now I won't be able to sleep for a week.
Well, the good news is, or well, not the good news, but the mid news about that is there's a lot of people who have small little heart infractions or shit that happen to them multiple times throughout
Oh
their
yeah,
lifetime that they just like it's so small and it
it's
passes
yeah.
so quickly. It's just like
Well,
it
you want to know
happened and
something scary too? Same
sure.
thing with strokes. You know how many people have many strokes and they don't know they've had strokes and they just go on with life until you have the big one and you're like, "Oh my god." The
Oh,
human
that sounds
body
like my
is
daddy.
yeah, the human body is morbidly fascinating and interesting and just yeah.
I just think about
So
the fact that your body only is choosing not to eat your bones.
think about that when you go to sleep tonight, kids. Think about
Your bones could all
that.
get digested by your body.
If
Could
only
happen
you know.
tomorrow.
If only most men in society realized what a miscarriage is, then we would be in this situation.
There you go.
But
Lord
anyway,
Do
have
you know the
mercy.
chainsaw was invented for childbirth? Good night.
I'm just trying to figure
all
out.
right. So this week it is Yvonne's pick for movie of the week and the moment,
Thank you for that lead in. Thank you.
and her choice for the movie of the week is.
Tangerine. Anybody
So
ever saw that?
I did not know that. I did not realize what this film was or have heard of it. So you are going to have to fill us both in on
Okay,
this.
so I'm gonna have to pull up the I had it pulled up because I saw it a while ago. But basically it is for my trans girlies. This was the first movie. The reason why I saw it, this was the first movie that was shot using the Apple iPhone. I forget what
Oh,
iPhone it was. Yeah,
Okay.
it also has won some Spirit Awards. So it's a award winning movie. Independent Spirit Award, Best Supporting Female. Uh, and it came out in 2015. And basically, it's the story. It really is the story of some trans girlies out there, earning money, trying to, make their way through life. One has aspirations of becoming a musical celebrity. She's trying to start her singing career, and the other one just got out of jail, and she's looking for her boyfriend, Chester, white guy. Uh, that's the crux of the movie. She's trying to find where Chester is. Chester is making his way through all the hoes, apparently,
mm.
and she's chasing after this man. There's also a side part to it about an Armenian taxi driver who is into trans prostitutes. He has a family and kids and everything, and he, you know, leaves his family, I think on Thanksgiving or Christmas or some holiday, to go to the girls' singing debut at a nightclub because he had met her earlier for a trick or something like that. And his mother-in-law follows him, and so at first she thinks he's just doing drugs. And then imagine her shock to find out he's doing more than drugs, So, and it's just like almost like a day in the life of, and it's just, I think why I liked it so much, it just boils down to me the weirdness of masculinity, like Tangerine, the main character, I forget her name, but the main character uh was chasing after her boyfriend, and she was willing to overlook all this other stuff. In fact, she finds the girl that he was staying with, that he was cheating with, and she's trying to beat her up, but she realizes she's late for her friend's debut at the club. So she drags the girl to the club, and while they're at the club, they're in the bathroom smoking Tina, and kind of like just kind of like reminiscing over why they're treated this way, why life is this way, and it's just like, girl, but yet you're still chasing this man, this, and then the Armenian guy, why are you living a double life? If this is, if you're attracted to trans women, be with a trans woman. You know, don't keep it as a side, secret as you live the American dream, of supporting a family and, um sort of Cindy, that's the main character, Cinderella.
Oh god.
Creativity at its finest.
Cinderella. Cinderella is
Not
the
spelled with an
main
S.
is the lead character in Tangerine, and it's just, do yourself a favor and watch it. It's actually quite funny in some parts. It's quite touching. It does touch a lot into sex work and work that women, especially a lot of trans women, have to do to survive. And just it also touches on that whole idea of how how even a piece of a man, for some women is enough. So
I was talking to my friend about. I was talking to one of my coworkers about that yesterday.
about a piece of a man.
Yes, how people will stay with a piece of a person for far longer than what they should because they don't want to do the inner soul work, the inner shadow work, to realize that the validation and freedom that which they seek cannot be found from an outside source, and especially not from somebody who will only give you a crumb of themselves.
A
But hey,
mere crumb.
we out here. Sometimes you just gotta go through the pain in order to finally get past the mountain.
But would you want to share a man, or would you?
There are certain men where I'm like, I would be okay with being polyamorous and being the second wife. And then there are certain men where it's just like, no, I could not share you. And the most after having many conversations with myself, like trying to figure out what's the difference between these men, is some of these men, I don't want all of you. I just want 2/3, whether that be the emotional and the physical, or the emotional and the spiritual. It's just like, I don't want all of you. I don't want the whole burden of your existence. I'm okay with that being somebody else's. I just want to be around you and have access to you when I want, but also like I know who you would pick as a first wife, and I'm cool with them too. So it's just like, this is a fine
Yvonne, your face
So
saying
no,
so
because
much.
it just flashed in my head. How you the other woman?
Yes,
This
but like
reminds
I don't want to be the other woman in the shadows. I want to be the other woman in public.
This reminds me, I'm glad
all to know I exist and that I have my role. Hey, girl, do you want him this weekend, or can I get him this weekend? Oh, okay.
Oh my
I
god, it's like
get a
that
knock
scissor
at 2
saw.
p.m. saying like, hey, she sent me over here because she didn't want to do it. Okay, I'm down. I'm free. You paying the bills. I don't care.
You sounding like the ops. You sounded rare unfamiliar to me.
Like I said, this is not with every man. This is with very certain men, and I'm very much where it's just like this would be a polyamorous situation where everybody knows everybody, everybody understands the rule. And with these men, I literally am just like, hey, I just want to be a housekeeper that gets to suck your dick.
Sidebar. Not a sidebar. This is like kind of the topic, but like there's this YouTube channel that shows like clips of these people who have like unconventional love. And in one of the clips, a guy had I've told this story multiple times, but one of the videos was like a guy he cheated on his girlfriend. So he cheated on his wife. And so they decided to bring the mistress into their life as a third.
The woman he was cheating with as a third.
Yes.
So I don't know. I'm not against get it how you live it. However you want to live your life. I guess my thought is I get tired of it always being one-sided, and usually with polyamorous relationships, it's usually catering towards more of the male
in
gaze
straight relationships.
Yeah. So I love the idea of a throuple. I've researched it. I would happily be in a throuple with two men.
It'd be like this
triad throuple with.
It'd be like this. Why does she have to eat cat for you, but you eat a hot dog for her?
Right. If you're not willing to take dick from me, then, there is an influencer that I watch, Passion Jones. She was a plus size influencer. She lost a lot of weight. She's gorgeous. She's in a throuple, two men, right?
Mhm.
The amount of comments they get into this, I mean, they didn't call her everything from a literal
I feel
witch.
like I've heard of her. I
You
feel like
probably have.
I've seen her, but I
You've
don't know.
probably seen her. She's gorgeous,
Yeah.
gorgeous, gorgeous. Um, she didn't put a hex on them. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's called pussy. And like these two men just
Don't
really,
one of them like have painted nails or something like that? Like one of her
could
men or
be,
something like that.
could
I
be.
think I've seen this couple.
I don't know if the men interact with each other. I don't know the ins and outs of their polyamorous relationship, but I know it works because they've been in a polyamorous relationship even before when she was chunky.
Yeah. Like, to me, I think that when it comes to polyamory, it's not a bad thing. It's just certain situations, how they come about makes me go, why is this even making sense?
If you're opening up your relationship to save your relationship, it's already dead. Let it go.
That's the fact. Number one. Number two, I also remember another video where a guy, he used his specific language when he said, I helped my wife discover she's bisexual, so now we both have a girlfriend. That right there would have been the reason I left you. I'm sorry.
Let me raise that one eyebrow that I can raise.
Because when I hear I help my wife discover she's bisexual, that sounds a little bit like coercion.
That sounds like coercion, but what I like better is I help my husband discover that he likes dick, and now he has a boyfriend, and now we're happy.
Like it's just a matter of like it should be tit for tat in some ways. Like, yes, we know not all men are down with doing with other men, but like that doesn't mean that you have to touch another man in this situation. That just means like this is the involvement here.
See,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, my thing about polyamory is so for people who don't understand that they're polyamorous, it usually ends up being with cheating. And for those people, I always say, hey, let's depict let's dissect this. Are you doing this because you just have too much capacity and one person can't fill it, which is valid? I'm not going to fight you on that. Get somebody who can.
There's truth to that.
But at the same time,
you're not aligned sex drive wise.
Maybe for some people it's just like, hey, like there have been some polyamorous relationships I've seen where it's just like, this person is good for these things and I'm good to them for these things. This other person is good to me for these other things and I'm good to them for these things. And they also interact, because I'm talking about a real triangle, like whether that be on the other side of the triangle being platonic and or also being romantic. They also understand, like, we operate for these things with each other and we operate with this person for other things. Everybody has their own roles that they play in it and they are okay with it. And now everybody's happy and nobody's looking outside anymore. But there are also some people who just want to be sneaky, who like the thrill.
Right.
And those people are bad people. And because why would you? I think it's abuse. I think cheating is straight up abuse, because now you are fucking up somebody's whole mental. I really need to watch my language because this is a recorded one, so I apologize.
It's not me. It's Star. Go ahead.
I'll say this. I'm sorry, Star. I'll say this. This is not polyamory, but it's like an open relationship type of scenario. But like, if you watch Noah's Ark and you watch the second season where Ricky decided to have an open relationship with Junito and it didn't work out, that is the problem. Like, look at that scenario and you'll be like, "Ooh, this is not good."
It's because Ricky is not an open relationship person. He's not a healed person.
But I also say, when it comes to gay, open, and or polyamorous relationships, they're a little bit more nuanced, at least for male on male. Because I've known a lot of men who are in open or polyamorous relationships, not because they are built that way, but one or both of the partners is just a slut and does not
really just
like, they want somebody to come home with, but they're also kind of just like, and
I just want to get railed.
Yeah, or they're that person where it's just like, no offense to anybody, if a hit dog gonna holler, so if you feel like you got hit, don't come at me. Go to your mama and have a conversation about your self-worth. There's that really attractive person in the relationship, and then there's the less attractive person relationship, and then this goes back to the crumbs, where they're opening the relationship so that way they don't have to worry about this person leaving them as easily because it's just like, why would I leave them? They'll stay with me
Hey,
while I allow myself to just go around the town.
Hold on,
So
hold
you
on,
know, so you know
hold
what?
on,
So
hold
now
on,
that's good.
hold on.
Oh, we got sound effects now. So you know that is uniquely gay, right? Because in heterosexual relationships, it's usually the men that want to open the relationship, right?
And then
Mhm.
regret it later.
And you regret it
Because their
because
wife has a lot
right,
more.
women will always have more pull in the sexual economy to get dick.
Because she's getting tapped to the wall and your ass ain't getting
Doesn't
shit but
matter how
crumbs.
old she is, doesn't matter how big she is, doesn't matter if you're tired of her, doesn't matter. It does not matter. In this, what we gonna call it? In this sex economy, the way it is set up, a woman will always be the more attractive partner. And it's funny how heterosexual men don't get that. I
They
think
really they overinflate their sexual economy because the woman that they're with or partner that they're with inflates their ego and lets them get away with so much after so long that it's just like, oh, I must be the shit. And it's just like, no, baby, no. You are a penny on the street.
it's sort of like leading it back to the movie with the Tangerine with Cinderella. You know, you went to jail, he immediately found somebody else. You're coming out fighting people for leave him. Like you said, leave him on the penny on the street. He'll come back to you. You know, and here's a little inside secret for women. I don't know if this is prevalent in the gay culture. I gotta imagine that it is. Most people only want people who are wanted. When that person is not desirable, don't nobody want him?
Mhm.
Girl,
Something
you
that
want
makes
his
men more
crusty,
attractive.
dusty ass.
It's the
It's the
desirability from others.
it's
Yes,
it's the
because it
desirability of others. And I'll tell you also this: what makes a man attractive, a man in a relationship attractive, is that he's not stressed. And you know why he's not stressed? Because he's got somebody at home doing all the hard work.
Mhm.
So he can make life look easy. When you have somebody who's doing all the adulting, you can be put together, you can smell good, you can have because you've got somebody who has readily built you into that. So yes, you become very attractive to other people. The moment you don't have that person, guess what? A lot of people are like, he crusty.
I
He
I love a
crusty
lot.
this
around
I
them.
know women who like single dads. They specifically like single dads who take care of their kids because they already know that this man will provide and take care.
Yeah.
this would have been a
But
good
people
episode to
like to be
have
able
Nico
to.
on because he actually talks about this shit too.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting phenomenon. You have women who like projects, who like a total like tear down. They look at it and they go, "Yep, that's going to take a couple of
Oh,
weeks
like
of
Bobby Brown and
investment."
two could play that game.
Right. So, but I can build him back better. You know, I can build him up. You know, and people, you've got women that love to do that. And you know what, sis, if that's what you love to do, don't expect anything in return for that. Don't expect that he's going to be,
Can I
yours.
can I
Because
say
now he
one
becomes
thing?
attractive.
Yes, there's just one thing I want to add to that. If you have to change a man to be what you want them to be, you don't love that man. You love potential, and
Mhm.
that's not okay.
But we are
There's
lied to in this society about
there's
think about it with women. Think about how much they tell us, but he's got potential. Remember how they talk Obama, Michelle married Barack because he had Barack was already accepted to Harvard. He
Yes,
had
he
I
was
proven
think
his
already in the
potential.
school. He
the
was
thing that
already full self-actualizing as a person. I didn't need
Right.
to build him up much more. He just needed support.
there's two different things. It's like it's when you see somebody who how can I say this? And like, there's the potential fixer upper that you want that you want to make yourself feel like a hero or some shit, whatever. And then there's the person who's like, there is something there, or like I want to like it, you can explore new things and try new things, and it may help you, it may not. But it's like we can both try new things together, and it may make you a better person. It may change the way you look at the perspective in the world. You know what I mean? So it's like things like that, like for instance, this is something that's so trivial, but like just getting like your feet done. Men probably wouldn't do that at any point, and then they get a girlfriend and be like, "Yo, just come do it with me. You'll see why you should do it." And then next thing
The
you
men who
know,
say
they have their feet are kept, they're well groomed and shit like that. All of a sudden, that changes to another level. That's not changing them. That's saying, hey, try this new thing out, and then
60, your feet ain't gonna cut up my sheets. Go ahead, Star. I'm sorry.
That's what Bernie Mac said before that man passed away. He said that same shit. Like, get that uncrusted shit off the fuck your foot.
Lord have mercy. Somebody, it was a man. It was a hot minute ago, but I remember the video, and it was on Tumblr. And I was on Tumblr for that. And he said, "I love this woman. She put me on to a body towel and why it's important. I didn't used to have a face regimen, and now she got me moisturizing and like washing my face and like really doing the things."
That's different. But when you're trying to say like, oh, I need you to dress like this because it don't go with what I'm doing or some shit like that, like
when you are,
but it's not different. You're putting them on to color coordination. You're putting them on to Egyptian cotton. It's sort of like, I don't know if you were in the last one with Nico when I was saying that if I had money, I would be a sugar mama, and I would make it very clear to the person. They would be very young, and I would make it very clear to them that you're here for a good time, not a long time. Take advantage of it. Get your contacts, get your education in the finer things in life, and get what you need to get. Because when I spin you out into the world and get my next one, you now have an expectation and a better understanding of what you want in life and what you like in life. I put you on to this, like I always say past that for safety, but Kanye West is a good example. His first girlfriend put him on to fashion, right? She gave him the ins and outs, and there is nothing wrong with that, male or female. There is nothing wrong with finding a mentor or somebody who can put you on to things or put you onto the path of what you like or what you don't like.
But it is and I agree with you. And I'll say an easy way to tell the difference on whether you're trying to change somebody or you're just trying to put them on game is the expectation behind it. If you keep trying to get somebody to do something that they clearly are not doing, you are getting to the point where they say you nagging them and it's becoming an argument every time you try to bring it up, where it's just like, I just need you to wash the dishes. If you know there's more than 3, do something about it. And then they just keep not doing it. Then it's just like, yes, you're trying to change them. You're trying to fundamentally change them because they are not welcome to it, but you still want this. And I get it. Like, this is something for some. When it comes to the dishes, it's one of those things where it's just like, no, I need you to do something. Let's
wrap this lovely conversation up so we can move on to the next thing, babies.
Okay, I'm just saying, if you just want to put them on game, it's just like with the fashion, you want to take them to a fashion show. It's like, hey, you want to come out with me? And or they start getting curious, or those videos where that boy is just like looking at the girl with her makeup, and then like he like takes a finger and like looks at it. And then she like does his whole face. That's putting on. That would be the equivalent of like, hey, you're not trying to change him. He was curious, and
I'm introducing you to this, right? And if you want to partake in it, partake in it. If you don't, you don't. There's no like you said, there's no expectation there, but there's no harm there. But like a living situation where we're both living here, and you're seeing dishes pile up in the sink, and you're not doing it, thinking that and you not doing it, somebody else is going to do it. That's a total. Let that nigga go. Sorry.
Ooh. It's not just me.
Well, girl.
Nice little additive.
Ain't no dick in the world worth that kind of misery. Shit. If you can't afford, I'm sorry. Shoot. Go ahead.
Let's move on because we're gonna get stuck on this.
I was about to mention somebody's name.
But you didn't made the second chin come out.
Mine's is covered by hair. I'm good. All right.
I'm gonna get some tape.
Here we go. The moment. This is another Yvonne pick. I can play the clip from Instagram, but I'm assuming this is the clip that she wants me to play. Yeah. But I have to share my screen to do it because I could not figure out how to put it up here. So bear with me real quick. I will show. I'm assuming this is the clip that you want me to play. So let's see.
Is it doing it?
Why?
Oh. Wait. Sorry.
Are you sharing?
Yeah, it should be sharing. Oh, wait.
Oh, no.
I see why. Hold
on.
All right.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, my gosh.
I love this.
Now.
That's my purse.
Don't be afraid to shout it. That's my purse!
My purse! I don't know you! That's my purse!
That's my purse! I don't know you!
Yes.
See, the thing I hate most about that episode and love about it is when he ends up kicking his mom, and it's just like,
like I saw the rest of that clip, and I was like, he just goes around kicking everybody. I was like, what is wrong
The whole
with
episode
this?
is the best episode.
He's just kicking every person who comes up to him and tries to intimidate him. I'm like,
and
why?
it goes from him being bullied, right, and lacking power to being the bully, right, from kicking everybody in the nuts, right, and then it has to take his mom to take him down. He kicks her, which, by the way, I got to tell you, being kicked in the pussy is not a field day. I don't think.
Like I always thought about that. I was like, I feel like that hurts more than people give it credit for.
Right.
They just like to depict.
Right. We still have sensitive tidbits that I mean, it wouldn't be debilitating. I would beat the brakes off of him, but being kicked in the pussy is not oh, okay, refreshing sort of thing.
It's not like, I can just move on with my life.
No, you would be stunned. I dare I say most, and hey, if there's any ladies out there watching, support me in this, but being kicked in the pussy, with a tennis shoe. And I say this as a person who has worked with young kids who have been in tantrums and it has almost been or been kicked in the quick way where you're like, little nigga. I might go to jail today, but yeah, it's they're rebooting it. There's going to be new episodes that are coming out through Hulu in the fall. It's not going to be like a reboot like Futurama where everybody stays the same age. They're going to age everybody up. So Bobby is a chef in Dallas. Who didn't see that coming? That Bobby's a chef. I love it. Hank and his wife went to Saudi Arabia for a few years. I know. Gribble is running for mayor. Who didn't see that coming?
Come up eventually.
Yeah. I don't know if Daltrey died from COVID. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure what happened to the other one that mumbles, so it'll be catching up on a lot of characters that we left, but I like the fact that they are not, and Connie and John Redcorn, which sidebar, this was also covered. The voice actor that plays John, the second voice actor, the first voice actor also died that played John Redcorn, but this is the second voice actor, to my understanding, was murdered by his neighbor. The way the mainstream media presented it, and the way I got it was a murder by his neighbor, but they didn't go into the details of it, that it is a hate crime.
They didn't want to call it a hate crime.
Yeah, which is
a tale as old as time nowadays.
Right. That
nowadays, the
actor who was with his trans partner were experiencing a lot of volatility in the neighborhood that they lived in Texas.
Yeah, they lived in the South.
They were getting a lot of hate directed towards them. I think threats to burn down their home.
They did burn down the home.
They did burn down the home.
They dug up their dog's skull and then put it in their mailbox.
I mean, who does this? Who does this?
People are sociopaths out there.
He had come to a cast kind of like I don't know, Q&A.
It was a panel at a con or something like that.
Yeah, some sort of con. Which was interesting because I don't understand why he wasn't on stage with the rest of the voice actors. He was in the audience, and
Nico told Chris Pratt he can burn in hell for what he didn't do.
So yes, I definitely agree.
Yeah, so a lot of people are put off by. Well, let me just finish telling the story. So he told them about being terrorized. He and his partner. I don't know if it's his husband or his wife, but they were terrorized by this. These. It seems like it wasn't just one person. It seems like it was a whole neighborhood of people who were terrorizing them with threats and all this stuff. So something happened one day when they went to he went back to the house that had burned to get their mail.
Yep.
He opened the mailbox. Some animal had dug up one of their dead pets, took the skull, and put it in the mailbox. This, of course, will cause anybody to have, a breakdown. He has a breakdown. Then one of these neighbors comes out screaming homophobic stuff. He points a gun at his partner.
Mm-hmm.
And he pushes the guy who plays John Redcorn. I'm sorry, I don't know his name. He pushes the partner out of the way and takes the bullet for the partner. Which, I mean, wow. And he died.
It's tragedy. It's sad. It's like this is literally the world we live in currently, where things escalate to where it doesn't even need to even get to this point, but it just does.
No.
And people lose their lives for no reason. And then when he actually tried to say like I was being harassed and everything, they just kind of like thought it was a joke or some shit. And, like,
yes,
very
the crowd was
surreal.
laughing.
It's very surreal the way it was presented. But I guess my first question was when I was looking at it, like, why wasn't he on stage with everybody else, with all the other voice actors? I don't understand that.
I hope that's a guilt that lives with the rest of them for the rest of their lives.
I hope they dream about that murder every night, and they live a third person inside of him, and they have to experience it every single morning before they wake up.
Oh, but every time they get into the recording booth, they have a ping in their heart that tells them, "Oh shit, a cast member died and we did nothing."
I hope every time they have to zip their pants, their pubic hair gets caught in it.
The levels.
I hope.
Well,
they get paper cuts in between their fingers that never heal. I love petty curses.
I hope they get that little bit of skin on the side of their nail, and they try to take it off, and it goes too far.
Ooh, I hope they pull a thread on a jacket and it unravels the whole thing.
I hope somebody I hope somebody with a fake fingernail puts it up there and it just snaps off inside of them.
Ooh. I hope all their eyelashes fall out and they go to the beach. I love petty curses. I do. I think sometimes I'm driving and I'll just think about petty curses.
What are we, Sophia from fucking
I
Golden
hope
Girls?
one of the nuts in your tire falls out mid, like you're driving on the tallest span
This
ever.
reminds me so much of Sophia, where she was arguing with her sister. And she was like, "I hope you put your dentures in upside down and bite your head off."
We should do a whole thing on just petty curses. Petty curses.
And then
and
then how her sister won this argument was, "I made your marinara sauce never cling to your pasta."
Never cling to your pasta.
Oh,
no, I love petty curses. I love when people cut me off in traffic and I'll say something like, "I hope you shat yourself on the day of your daughter's wedding."
I hope that you're walking down the aisle and right before you let her go, it's the loudest, most obvious thing that happens. You totally took over her day, because before they remember her wedding, they'll always remember. Right after they remember that it was her wedding, they'll remember that you pooped next to her in front of God, the officiate, and everybody invited.
Yeah. I hope your casket, your funeral casket, the lock doesn't work and it just pops open every time.
May your son be the raging homosexual you fear him to be.
That's a good one.
I hope when your son becomes of legal age, he ends up topping your best friend.
You
walk in on it.
I hope you live in Texas or Florida, and on the hottest day of the year, your air conditioner goes out in your car.
Oh.
And you got a big presentation, and you wearing a silk shirt, and you get titty sweat.
May you wake up in the morning and mix up your preparation ace with your Crest toothpaste.
Ooh. That's a good one.
Thank you, Joan Rivers.
May you find out you're lactose intolerant as you're giving a speech on stage.
No. I hope you get invited to the family cookout and they cleaned the crawfish with magnesium citrate. And on your way home, you have to drive over 30 minutes and it hits you at minute 10 and there is no place in sight to go.
And there's traffic. There's always layers to stuff.
I hope your chicken is forever unseasoned
and dry.
May every steak you eat be over well done.
Ooh, that's a good one. Just trying to cut into that. I like that.
Trying to chew into it, and it's just
dry, and I hope it's salty. Mm-hmm. There's good. May your Diet Coke never be cold enough. You can never have enough ice.
May your water never quench your thirst.
And may all your alcoholic drinks with ice be watered down. It's sort of like that movie Thinner. You remember, like the curse Thinner, Thinner.
All right. This has been a fun Golden Girls moment. You haven't read a story, Yvonne.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
You can wrap this up in like 20 minutes. Let's go.
I think we still do need to do a whole episode of petty curses.
We probably will.
Petty curses that we wish upon people.
Please tell us in the comments your favorite petty curse to wish on somebody.
May the guy that you desire, who you think is a top, really turns out to be a bottom.
That's a petty curse.
May the man of your dreams come into your life, and as y'all are getting into the business, you shit all over him. And he looks at you with such pain, disgust, and malice that you'll never be able to recover from it.
May the man of your dreams turns out he likes scat play.
Ooh, okay. May the love of your life have a micropene.
Oh, because now you really. Oh, that's one where you have to make a decision on what is really most important to you.
All right, let's get to this great story because we about to bullshit up in here. Let's go. Come on. Let's get to it. This is stupid.
Okay, so we were talking about topping. This is
Is this the story you sent me?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only one I have. I had another one, but I couldn't find it, so we'll have to go with this one. But it's the same sort of vein of things. So this is in the NSFW, not safe for work. I like topping tops. I'm a bottom. I used to date a bottom for 4 years, and we felt something was missing. After we broke up, I hooked up with another top and realized I get way more turned on dominating someone who usually dominates others. There's this really fun energy when you're both fighting for control. Now, when I hook up with bottoms, I feel it's too easy. Like there's no challenge or tension. Anyone else feel this way? I always thought I was a bottom, but now it makes me wonder if I'm actually just a switch who gets off on breaking down tops' walls. So many tops I've met struggle to come or have never been dominated. I love being the exception and watching their whole worldview shift because of me. When they tell me no one's made me come that fast, or this is the best sex I've ever had in my life, I can't stop thinking about it for weeks. Plus tops usually know exactly how to dominate too when it's their turn. So it's a win-win. Anyone else discovered they're into something totally unexpected? Would love to hear your experiences.
God bless.
And that, for some reason, no, that was
he's never ran into a dominant bottom, so.
But that was in the that was in the actual lesbians subreddit. So,
yeah. Peggy. Her name is Peggy.
The walls. Go ahead.
But
I mean, I think it's
so
cool.
I don't give a shit.
But would you
I've recently had to cut somebody. I am not in my versatile era.
What does that mean?
Let me speak into the camera. Look into my eyes, viewers, when I tell you this. I am not in my verse era. The most I will do is I will eat a man's coochie, and that's about it. I might play with your nipples, but I'm not doing more than that. I'm not inserting into anybody.
But you have
it's not
in the
gonna happen.
past.
Yes, and every time I do, I come out of that experience thinking to myself that I shouldn't have done that. I feel dirty.
To top this. I don't know the perfect person to ask too.
Me?
Right.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
No, you could ask the fairy.
So, Kenneth, would you top?
48 minutes. We made it 48 minutes before we talked about him.
I know. Would you top if the love of your life said bae? Which I hate when men say bae, but bae. I love you.
If he's the love of my life, he will know the answer already.
But he's like, I want to spice it up a little bit, but I don't want to bring somebody else into the equation. I just want to, experience something new.
Can I just click in high heels and a teddy or some shit? Like I don't feel like that.
Wait, I got a question.
I have no desire to be a top. I'm sorry.
I can understand that, Ken. I have a question though. Say you were dating the love of your life, and like 99% of the time they're a pure top, and they said, "Hey, would you care if I put a dildo inside of me while we were having the do?" Would that be a problem for you, or would you just I don't really care?
I would tell him get a remote control one so that I have the controller, and then you can do that.
So you would then be interested in providing some pleasure to him.
Like I would actually have him have one, but I would only do it in the house and not stupidly do it in public like some people do, which is just dumb to me. But like, so you can have a remote control one, and I will have the button for it because
that's what I'm saying. So you would be okay with giving him pleasure,
yes,
just
But
not
you-
topping him.
but
Would
you
you
have
finger?
no business or
that booty
interest
hole?
into insertion.
yeah, I
Would you
have
finger
no
that booty
interest.
hole?
Yes, I would. I have no interest in
Okay.
inserting myself other than a finger or something. Like I'm not a top.
Well, I mean,
have
that's
no
different.
desire to be one.
That's different because some people are like, absolutely not. I would not touch his booty hole. Like that's
I
some
would.
sacred thing. But you know, you have some people who are very
At
rigid.
least once a day, my man will hear, "I'm going to eat you like dessert." So let's just move on.
Oh, you eat ass. That's so nice. I had you peg as a non-ass eater. I really did.
No, who is a non-ass eater? And I can't
Me?
remember who that
I don't eat
person
no
is.
ass because I'm mess
You're-
with straight men, and
you're a
ass is
lesbian.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
Straight men don't
would
wash
you be
that
willing
well,
to
so
lick
that's
the
why.
gooch?
Of a straight man.
I mean, I would expect you to be with somebody who washes himself well. I didn't.
I
Unless
just
you.
at this point, I don't trust men enough. Like it's going to be come on, let's go to the bathroom. Let me get a rag. This is foreplay. Let me wash.
Like you ever
everything.
seen that? You ever seen those videos of those guys who like they're it's like a voice in the background saying like, now go upstairs, take a shower, and get ready to eat some pussy. Like
yes, with the one I sent you with the get off the Game Boy or whatever.
Get off the game.
Go upstairs and wash up.
Minutes ago. I said what I said.
Right. That's
It's the other way around. It's like you go upstairs, take a shower, clean it good because I'm dessert now. Go.
If I've got to be, I have to question if I need to be in that relationship. If I have to give you step-by-step guidance on how to,
it's
clean
not
yourself.
Yes, it's not step-by-step guidance, but it's like it's a fun dominant thing. Like it's a to me that's funny, but it's also like a truthful thing. Like I'm be like, go do that because I'm yes.
Yeah, I don't.
So for me, what I've learned is as somebody who dates across the color spectrum of humanity, if you messing with the
white men, that's a fucking you date white men. Go ahead.
No. I mean, I said across the spectrum. I've dated white men. I've dated Asians. I've dated Hispanics. I've dated black men. I've dated Native Americans.
All right, Martin Luther King.
I said the rainbow for a reason. All right.
Join the Navy, see the world, sleep with Star Mother.
All right, Martin Luther King, we get it. Martina Luther King, we get it.
What I'm trying to say when I say this is,
all right, Madonna.
Some people never got taught on how to properly wash themselves. And this isn't me saying that you should have to teach a man, because Lord knows if you're dealing with a grown person who knows how to use the internet and consent, they should be able to do it themselves. But I also understand that I, at one point, was willing to marry a farmer, and Lord knows.
I would
marry a farmer if he was 6 feet tall.
Like in
I
Japan?
wanted to marry a farmer. I wanted to marry a crop farmer, food crop farmer.
Here in America?
Yes.
I mean, well, you don't encounter. I mean, there are. Wait, America? Okay. So, is he black farmer?
I never met one before. I just said
I had a black farmer ask me out once, and I thought he was kidding. I messed that up. I was like,
here's a funny story.
Wait, wait. It was a white farmer?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I didn't care in my imagination.
Okay, I know you don't care, Martina Luther King. I'm just asking, was it a white farmer?
I have never talked to an actual farmer, but in my imagination, it usually actually is.
Wait, this is an imagination story?
I said I was willing to marry a farmer. I got onto farmersonly.com and looked. Never got past that part. I said I looked.
So one time, me and my sister is in Home Depot. We're looking for pots for the plants we just bought, and this black man with the deepest Southern accent I have ever heard, came up to both of us and just was like throwing on the charm and shit. Now I don't know if he was trying to look for a sale. It's Home Depot. He don't get commission. I used to work there. I know that for a fact.
Was he wearing a name tag? Or just a weirdo hanging out in the farm?
No, he was a guy who worked there, and I don't know if he was trying to flirt with me or my sister because we're real big, black, we kind of look alike. I don't fucking know. But like the way he tried to throw on like all this Southern charm and shit like that, I'm like, who the fuck? What is he going for? We can't.
What's Southern charm?
Maybe he was just bad in the back. He was bad.
Like he had the I have never heard somebody with the thickest, deepest Southern accent like he had. Like no, it was like husky deep, like dang, like I was like damn. Like,
sidebar. You know it's really sexy when Southern men do this. Especially it's around like West Louisiana, East Texas, when they call you Suge or Honey. You ever had a black man call you Honey?
No.
That'll make pussy wet.
I have never really spent too much time in the South, and Florida don't count.
Florida, no, Florida's like Grand Theft Auto. It's not, no. I mean like Alabama, Tennessee, there's
a part of me that be wanting to do it, but then there's also a part of me that understands that like I don't like landlocked states, and two, I have very little patience for men in practice.
But they have
very easily
what?
I'm very easily pissed off by men.
Oh yeah.
So a Southern man
kind of infuriating. I don't know though. As men go, Southern men aren't terrible. Especially Martina, if you like to date across the color line, because Southern white men are very
not in this day and age.
I mean, but you'd be surprised how
Southern white men really be trying to put the charm on me, because I came to a realization. I don't know if I told y'all this, but a black man has never tried to take me on a date.
But a white man will. A
black man will try to bust it down, and then I will ask him, "Hey, when are we gonna go out on a date? Because you getting real serious." And then it's like, "I'll go on a date when we're dating." Motherfucker, what does that mean?
The fuck
but I have never had that issue once. Actually, no, I've only had that issue once with a white man. And that white man was basically raised by black people. And I don't know. It might be something in the culture. I don't know. But it's pissing me off because it's just a gay black experience.
I tell you, when white men serious about you, they serious. They can get a little Starker vibes where it's like, my guy, back up.
But all those men was making sure I was taken care of.
Listen,
I will give white men a little more credit in that in the ones that I have dated that have had any serious interest. But I've also had this with Latino and Asian men and Southeast Asian men, that they have shown a lot more. They're very clear in what they want, whereas African American men, it seems like it's this back and forth game of I don't know what game we're playing.
This is definitely a topic to talk about because it's sadly one of the reasons why so many black men who are queer tend to date white men. But we can talk about that at another time
because they're a little more serious.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, dating black women, another group that are pretty serious. Black women are pretty, when they're serious about you,
because black men will always be so upset when they talk about when I hear them talk about like she's a whole lot of pressure, and it's just like, no, she ain't pressure. She just told you what she wanted. Either you can provide or you can't. Move on.
Step aside. Right. Step aside. If it's not you, step aside. That's everything ain't for everybody. Step aside. But don't be bitter when someone steps on and like you or like you, Star, friend of the world, and says, hey, my pussy.
Or don't be angry because be like, oh, I can't find a good black woman, but like you barely tried.
Ran through like 10.
You gave up because you keep dating the same fucking person. It's like you gave up. That's what it is. Like step out of the
then when you try to like
already have.
No, but when they try to step up, they realize that they would have to raise themselves because they can't get them to lower their standards.
Stepping up does mean not just stepping up, that person stepping up. It means you stepping up also. You know what I mean? It means you raising and improving and working on yourself. And if you're not there, okay, you're not there. Like when I was younger, when I was your guys' age, a lot of people would be pissed about, oh, your expectations are too high. I can't see myself with you. You're right. I can't see myself with you. I'm not going to lower my expectations, which to me weren't that big.
But my thing is like, what is defined as too big? Like if I say, oh, I want a nice home one day, I'm not talking about a mansion.
Anything is too big to someone who doesn't want to do it. I'm talking about a fucking home with two bedroom, a bathroom, and a fucking backyard. That's too much for you? Anything is too big for someone who doesn't want to do it or doesn't think they can do it.
Yeah.
Yes, because
So
if this one
anything I
won't,
throw out,
another one will.
right? And then they get pissed when you say, okay, and when you know your worth, when as a man or woman, you know your worth, and you say, hey, you know what, this is not working out for me. And this is my favorite thing to say, and I don't know why people don't. Well, I do know why, but people don't do this more often. You know, like when I read these Reddit posts of these women, like, am I the asshole? No, ma'am, you're not the asshole. You do not need a reason to leave someone if the relationship is not working for you, male or female. You know what I mean? Because a lot of men like to pull this. Well, maybe I'll just leave. Maybe I'm not good enough. Call them on their bluff. You're not good enough. No. Now what?
Yeah. Because
You
one
know,
or two things is happening.
I'm
They're gonna
never
get
good enough
they
for
gonna
you.
be
You're
like,
not.
wait.
Now what?
And then they start acting. Because there is a problem. There is a problem where these people be making threats. People will make threats and nobody will hold them to it. The
Hold them
amount
to
of
it.
yeah, because I remember I read a Reddit story where the woman was talking about how her baby daddy kept trying to like or maybe it was an Instagram video, but her baby daddy kept saying, I'm gonna take the kids. And then
Take them.
eventually
I already
she
packed the
said,
bag.
fine, but yeah, I'm gonna take it to the court. She took him to court and he didn't show up for any of the days, and she sued him.
This one's
and said,
allergic to aspirin. This one's doctor's numbers. Right. Take them.
If a
I
man
am
ever
for
tell me like,
I am
oh,
for women giving full custody to men.
being the Taurus and the pettiness I am, like if a man ever said to me, look, oh, I can just leave, I'll be like, I'll get right up, go right to the front door, and be like this.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
You want me to help you pack your stuff?
Mm-hmm.
You need me to get your drawers?
To the left.
And
I'm
not going to play a game with you. When you come back to the house, the locks have been changed.
And don't be this so like, oh, stop playing shit. Like, no, you say you want to leave, so there's the door. Goodbye. Like,
say you don't want to stay in this relationship, fine, I'll go.
Like, it can be easily turned off for some people. It's not saying it's unless it's like we're like 5 years deep or some shit. That's different. But like, if
I don't care if we're 5 years deep. I don't care if we're 15 years deep. I don't care if we're 50 years deep.
But like, if
the moment
it's
you
like
tell
some
me
situation like.
No, the moment you tell me you don't want to do this, I agree. I don't want to do this either.
The moment you tell me you think you can do better, I'll be like, listen, please go find it.
I think you can. I look forward to you doing better.
I wish you the best.
I wish you the best. I've read stories where men play this, where they play this game where they're getting married, and the day before they're getting married. Well, I don't know if I want to get married. Oh, okay. We right. We lose money, but shit, I'd rather lose money than lose time with this. I'm not playing with you. This is not a game. Nobody chasing your funky ass to get married.
Right.
We may not be able to get our deposit back, but I'm not dealing with the whole shit of a divorce.
Thank you. Let me just say this. I know we're running out of time, but if you can hear the sound of my voice, men need to understand you need to get the 2025 fucking update. Women have already gotten the update. Nobody's chasing your funky ass for a relationship. And this whole, oh, you'll die alone, you'll die with a cat. Make sure it's a tuxedo cat, because I don't want none of your bullshit. A cat ain't gonna give me as much trouble as you are.
The cat might be chaos, but I signed up for that. I didn't.
And let us just clarify: we're not talking about just a relationship that's going through a hardship or some shit like that. That's not what we're.
I am talking about a relationship that's going through some hardship. Ask yourself if it's worth it.
No,
you know how much.
What I'm saying is, we're not talking about relationships that like. We're talking about people who feel like one person is better than the person that they're with, who think they can go out and get better.
Then why did you choose? Then why did
Thank you? Why did you choose?
That's what we're referring to. We're not talking about a couple who's just like poor communication or some shit like this.
I'm talking about a couple with poor communication. Are you tired of talking to this person who is like talking to a brick wall? Leave. Why are you wasting your breath? Why are you wasting your time in a relationship that gives you nothing, that pays you in dust?
Okay, yeah,
I don't get it. I really don't get it. Is being single that scary?
It's not
for
scary.
some people, I guess so. As for somebody who's made it 27 years and still can't find nobody, being single don't scare me. Raising a child with somebody dumb does.
I think it depends on the stage of the person's life. But let's wrap this up. I know we've gone to a whole Yana Van Zandt fix my life situation. Right?
I know. Just when we get good, we're gonna do an extended live one day, because we get worked up at the very end. We're giving.
We get warmed up with the first 30 minutes of conversation, and then we go in with the last 30 minutes of conversation.
The last 30 minutes of the conversation is what the people paid for. Now we're getting into the crux of your problem. We're about to lay hands on people and like fix your life through the screen. Give me your hand. Praise him.
If you don't get that,
drop me $5 in the chat if you believe. Shama lama lama ding dong. Shama lama ding dang.
I keep
Talking in
forgetting.
that tongues.
I keep forgetting I can do
1348.
I keep forgetting I can do this to her.
So rude. You are so rude for that. You are so rude for that.
I love having admin powers. I swear to God.
Just wait. One day you're not gonna be able to host, and it's gonna be one of us.
I know.
You just muted for 10 minutes.
Y'all think I will give a? I would happily sit here quiet.
It'll be the Yvonne show, and I'll be like, I didn't cut them other hoes out. Look, we gonna talk about what I want to talk about for the next hour.
This is a good episode. We had fun. We talked about a good amount of things.
As always.
Thank you, Yvonne, for picking the movie of the week in the moment. Next one is for Star Mother, so you better be planning ahead to pick whichever one you want to pick, and then
I look forward to
everything. The next one will also be a live stream, so we'll be back for that. Maybe.
I see what we did. We didn't trust me enough for a live stream. I see what we did here. Okay.
We did a live stream for the first one.
I know, but we didn't do my stuff live. But I see what we did here. I see.
All right.
I see
that maybe we'll have a guest on for the next one.
Who?
Not too sure yet. Have to ask a person or two.
I just would like, since it's going to be a more me-centric episode, because I'm picking out the moments and the stuff, can we just make sure it's somebody who is intellectual and can keep up with the conversation? Because I ain't dealing with no bullshit.
Yeah, and got
I like
big
Yvonne
booty.
because they ain't got to be bougie. They just need to be educated.
Oh, I didn't say bougie. I said big booty. I'm sorry.
Big
booty. Booty.
That's a very small list for the people we know.
Put a tang.
Very small list for the people we know.
Who got big booties?
No.
There are some people I suspect that got big booties. I'm sorry. What?
No, we heard you.
My God.
No, but since Star's right. Since it's Star centric, should we really have a guest? I don't think that's fair to Star. We should be just Star centric. After that, let's have a guest. How about that?
Because I don't mind. I don't mind one way or another. I just want somebody who can keep up with the conversation. Because that's what I love about you and Yvonne. Y'all can keep up with the conversation.
I mean, we know two people who could.
Exactly. We got two people. So just make sure it's one of them two people.
Let's give Star Mother, this chaos monster, her own episode. I think we owe it to her.
All right.
Let's unleash the chaos. She's a Sagittarius.
Also, like I said at the top of the episode, if it freezes every couple of frames for some of us, that's just
drop us some money in Cash App so we can get a new
everything.
setup.
This platform is still kind of new for me, so I'm still working things out. But
yeah, and if you want to see us grow, we can do with some money and drop it in the chat if you like the idea of us getting a Patreon and doing a naughtier sort of podcast.
And
the naughty words.
Just tell your friends that I'm still looking for love. All right.
I'm looking for that second passport.
I don't need a second passport. My first one good enough. What I need is somebody who's got a passport.
I mean, that's what you're looking for. I'm looking for somebody and give me a second passport. What you looking for, Ken?
I'm looking to get into my bed.
So
why do you have to be the adult in the room, Ken? Why do you have to be the adult?
Why can't you just be?
I'm sorry that my day's been long. I've been up since 4:00 this morning.
See, you're so adult in the room. Star and I bring sleepover energy. You bring adult in the room. Like if this was a sleepover, like it'd be 10 o'clock and you'd be like,
the last time I hung out with a group of people, they made fun of the liquor I brought in the video, the game I had too.
My God.
Okay, but that wasn't us.
That wasn't us. That wasn't us. I would never make fun of liquor. That wasn't us.
I don't drink, so how am I supposed to be upset?
Just saying. Yeah, he doesn't drink anything.
Are you allergic?
No, I'm just not a good person when I have alcohol in my system.
Oh, you're one of those people.
I'm a terrible person when I have alcohol in my system. You'll see that all on Frolic Weekend.
I want to see that. I want to see. Literally. Let me just say this. I know we're kind of over, but I do want to see you frolic. I want to see you, Zaquan. I want to see all the frolicking. I just want to see.
Wait till you see all my cute shit. I got lots.
I want to see outfits. I want to see excitement. I want to see parties. I want to see frolicking. I want to feel like. Example, there's a gay couple that I watch on cruises, an older gay couple. They're hilarious, and they go on cruises. we're on our fourth cruise. I sit across from dinner with them via YouTube. That's how I want to feel like a part of it, because I can't afford the cruise right now. So I like to be a part of people's lives. Like, that's exciting.
Well, let's also bear with that I've never vlogged before, so this would be the first time me vlogging anything. So
and the creme brulee.
Let's bear with that. But
look at that view. Look at that viewport.
Thank you all so much for joining us this episode. We had a lot of fun. It's a good one.
We did, as always.
Yes.
So much
please follow us on Chat Session Podcast on Instagram.
And please subscribe. It really help us out and help us grow.
Yes, like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can follow us on all our social medias. You know, everything will have to be linked.
And please do let us know if you want us to move to Patreon so we can really do the cussy words.
Also, ask questions.
We can get down and dirty with it
and stuff like that. You know, or suggest if you have Reddit stories that you want to suggest. Please suggest it to us.
Yeah.
If
I'll even read it in a British accent.
Oh Lord!
You read that one story about gaycation, and you've been clinging to it for the dear life.
Because it's such a deep concept.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Once again, I feel like Rumi.
Oh, and happy birthday to them.
Happy birthday to them.
Oh, happy birthday, I guess.
Yeah, it was Rumi and Sir's birthday. This is fast.
It
is or it was. It was like the yesterday or the day today, I think it is. It was like
doesn't matter. Enjoy your time, kiddo. Happy birthday, kiddo.
I mean, they're on stage with their superstar of a mother.
Yeah, but still, happy birthday, kiddo.
I think they've already lived a privileged life.
I just can't wait for Beyonce to start going on Broadway.
Oh, boy.
She said that's what she wanted to do.
She's already ascended to them. Tickets would be so fucking expensive.
Oh, I'm just waiting for Vegas.
I want to know what she wants to be. What musicals does she want to be in?
You know, Alex Newell said that she can probably sing her song in shock, which is kind of true.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it just wouldn't make sense for her character wise. I just don't think she would make it.
It wouldn't she's probably one of the few people who actually could sing that song the way Alex does.
She could sing the song and she could sing it well.
If you like looking on YouTube or Spotify, it's called Independently Owned. It's from a musical called Shuck, and like Alex Newell has a range that's like uncomparable. So like when you listen to it, you be like, oh shit. So like,
well, I already knew her range was great. When
so
we had
you hear that live. The first time we heard that, first of all, they got like a standing ovation almost every time they sing the song. But hearing it live, you actually hear their voice bounce off, go all the way to the back of the theater and bounce off the wall and come right back to the stage.
We also were close enough to see the spit leave her mouth as she was singing her life away.
That was like, Yvonne, just go listen to the song. I'll send it to you later.
Well, what if she did Dreamgirl? Wasn't that a Broadway play anyway?
Are we talking about Beyonce or Alex Newell?
Oh, I thought we were talking about Beyonce.
Well, yeah, she did the movie, so
yeah, but I don't think Dreamgirls is on Broadway right now. But again, I just would love to know what kind of musical / Broadway play is Beyonce interested in.
We'll see after her third act.
Drop it down in the comments. Also, if you agree with me and Star Mother as the producers that Grace Jones would make an excellent Ursula.
All right, let's end this shit. I'm going to bed.
Drop it down in the comments.
Good night, everybody.